2020, the ID International Emerging Designer Awards was affected by the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown. For the first time since the competition began in 2005, we had to take it online. Everything is self-shot by the designers and their friends. The jury also worked remotely, making their decisions from the videos and portfolio submissions. I think the results are magnificent. It's a tribute to the emerging talent around the globe.
My name is Antoinette Vira. I was born in a very tiny city in Bavaria, Germany, with a German mother and a Namibian father. I would say my main inspiration for this collection are my closest friends and all the people who are surrounding me every day, because they really don't want to fit into boxes. For me, this behavior is part of a political revolution that is located in the private space, based on the theory of fear, on the construction of we and them. So to fear the stranger, to fear things that you don't know. With my designs, I want to support this movement. I want to support people in their personal freedom, and I want these people to express themselves. And last but not least, I want them to have fun with what they're wearing, because I think that we're all taking us too serious.
I'm curious about what young people are doing, what they're thinking, and how they express that through what they wear.
Hello, my name is Kim. I was born in Vietnam and now I live in Australia. I graduated from RMIT with Master of Fashion Design in 2019. Overlapped is the title of my collection, and it inspired from my own journey to celebrate cross cultures. The approach was to conceptualize an overlay between Western archetypes and traditional Vietnamese surface design techniques, while expanding and restraining all elements for a fresh aesthetic, yet remain faithful to their essence.
Hi, my name is Isabelle Diorio. I'm currently a senior at Kent State University. As a designer, I'd say I like to focus a lot on green clothing, sustainability. I think it's just something that we as a world should be into no matter what. Not even just in fashion. We should be more green and realize that we're affecting the earth in a big way. In the future, I hope to begin my own company or my own design business where I do primarily, probably only, sustainable or eco-friendly clothing that is responsibly made and sourced. That's my hope for the future.
This year, I'm looking for a challenging and unexpected viewpoint on sustainability.
Hi, my name is Rubio Vander Sanden. I was born and grew up here in Dunedin, New Zealand, and I also studied here as well at Otago Polytechnic. My collection is called Why Not? We're on Holiday, and it's actually inspired by my dad, who passed away just over a year ago. I wanted to create a body of work that could actually act and sit as a shrine to my dad. Every single little detail had to connect to him in some way for it to be a really authentic and true piece of work. The process really had me dive into quite a childlike part of myself in order to be able to intuitively create these authentic prints. What I really wanted from this collection was to bring honour to my dad and to do it in a way that was true to him.
I'm Jake Liu. I was born in China, Qingdao, and I moved to Melbourne for my master's degree at RMIT University. My collection presents functional unisex wear that challenges traditional sportswear fabrications by using luxury fabric like silk, fabric mixing, tailoring materials, and innovative shape making. These shapes are inspired by unconventional bodies, activewear, and the cult film The Holy Mountain. My project addresses disabled and unconditional bodies, people with tumors or lumps, as well as they have different body types to the norm. These bodies do not have the choice to look normal. Therefore, my fashion aims to disrupt what normal looks like.
It was the meaning behind each collection that really impressed me. That's my cat.
Now what I'm looking for is innovation.
Hi, my name is May. I grew up in the city of Brisbane. I was very much inspired by women who are empowered by their bodies. I wanted to create something that was powerful, provocative, and intelligent at the same time. My collection's a conversation about the navigation of female sexuality and exploring an alternate meaning of what it is to expose our bodies. A lot of the imagery that I had as reference images came from women in nightclubs from the 80s. At the end of the day, my work is a celebration of the female form and the female body, and a strong part of my practice is empowering women through my work. So not only in a physical and embodied sense, but also saying that visually through my collection and creating something that's really powerful and impactful.
I don't want to see the colours of the season. We know what they are. I want to see things that make me ask out loud, how did they do this?
Hello， 我的名字叫何心怡，来自中国上海。我现在在东华大学攻读服装设计专业。我的服装作品主题是 Vander。因为人和事件建立关系的最初是从一张床上开始的，这也是人关系最为密切的一种物质了。人至少有1/3的时光都打发在了床上。人生从床上开始，也从床上结束。床见证了人类从快乐到痛苦的全过程，它也是人类最私密和最直接的生活展现。我调研了4个床的主人，将他们为整理的床成为了一件件自摆式的艺术装置，床也是他们精神世界的描绘。
Hello, my name's Bonita Alexander and I'm from Brisbane, Australia. My graduate collection, Lost Property, is a speculative fashion collection exploring the nostalgic potency of a found object and collage's unique ability to unfold unexpected meaning from the forgotten. The key theoretical concepts laced throughout my collection are nostalgia, found objects such as letters and photographs, and collage. I've used sublimation printing and experimental pattern making to ignite the ethereal nature of my collages. Each collage has been printed onto Belgian organic linen.
Hi, I'm Lutz and I'm in Paris. I think this is going to be an amazing year for emerging designers.
Hello, my name is Fehara Rahmani and I've recently graduated from University of Technology Sydney in fashion and textiles. I am originally from Jakarta, Indonesia, and I've been in Australia since I was 3 years old. So my culture plays a major influence in my collection as I come from an Indonesian Muslim background. My recent graduate collection was inspired by a family holiday trip in Turkey. I was captivated by the Topkapi Palace in particular, and I was inspired by the tiles that were painted all over the palace. So I was thinking, how can I modernize these 1,000-year-old paintings? So what I would do is I would actually hand draw my prints and then scan it onto Photoshop and then modernize it and manipulate it by creating textures and different pixelations. I still chose to pay tribute to my Muslim culture by referencing traditional Islamic dress codes, and therefore I looked for the Renaissance for inspiration.
Hi, I'm Kari Takahashi. I was born in Japan, grew up in New Zealand, and I studied at Mass University up in Wellington. My graduate collection was all about the earthly process of decay, and it was heavily influenced by the Japanese aesthetic concept of wabi-sabi, which appreciates the beauty that can be found in nature and imperfection, and that comes over the passage of time. I embraced imperfections through the stains and the rips and the raw hems left in the garments. I used a very minimal colour palette with sheer, delicate fabrics to reflect that sense of ephemeral beauty found in nature. I also added a little bit of handcraft. So I think it's important to have that tactile, human connection with our garments, not just with the wearer, but with the makers themselves. And I also took the chance to experiment a little bit with designing patterns for the potential repurposing of fabric later on in that garment's life.
I'm looking forward to judging to all these new young designers. I can say that I really love Dunedin, and do you know what? Good luck everyone.
Hola, somos Micaela y Camila, somos de Argentina, fuimos a la Universidad de Buenos Aires y nos estamos presentando con nuestro trabajo final de carrera del año 2019.
La misma surge a partir de la creación de un mundo en el cual Alexandra de Kent, perteneciente a la familia real, realiza un viaje hacia una Argentina de los 2000 con una estética neo-kitsch llena de colores, donde termina convirtiéndose en una auténtica Argentina a medida que pasa el tiempo.
El protocolo real es otra de las cosas que tomamos en cuenta para armar esta colección, como ser las condecoraciones que se usan en la vía pública como sus formas de vestir.
A lo largo de esta colección trabajamos con el rubro de la sastrería, camisería, jeanería, tejeduría, corsetería y con la desconstrucción de la alta costura.
Por último, lo que queríamos lograr con esta colección es que sea sostenible y sustentable, ya que nos ocupamos de todo el proceso productivo buscando telas de la mayor calidad posible para que el usuario evite cambiar de prendas todas las temporadas.
Hello, my name is Julian Bertier. I was born in France and I'm French, but I grew up in Mallorca, Spain. My collection is called La Nausée. It explores blurred ideas, wavy lines and clear state of mind. The collection presents aesthetics of workwear featuring work jackets, white shirts and cotton jumpsuits. This collection, like any other collection I make, is 100% plant-based, allowing me to explore the endless possibilities of knitwear. I want this collection to show that any garment can be made from any materials. It must be made with consciousness, but still being fashion, actual and modern. The factory where I produce the whole collection is also my workplace, which allows me to see for myself how ethical the whole process of manufacturing is, which for me is a mandatory point to make fashion.
I had the great pleasure of being the invited guest judge for Dunedin's ID Fashion Week 5 years ago. I can't believe it was 5 years ago. Current judges, you've got a tough job to do to narrow it down to one winner.
Hello, my name is Elissa Marzan. I'm a 23-year-old young lady from Port Elizabeth. So my collection is all about sustainability. It's about sustainable wear through the eyes of a docile woman like myself. So I came from the standpoint of showing grace, being very graceful, being very feminine, and also being very powerful through that. Sustainability to me as an African person, it's not just a word, but it's a way of life. You take care of the earth, you take care of where you're from, because it's a way of paying homage and honoring where you're from and the people that came before you.
Hi, I'm Stefan Siegel. I'm the CEO and founder of Not Just a Label. I'm pretty sure that the talent will be outstanding and I can't wait to see all the finalists.
Hello, my name is Imotif. I was born and raised in Cambodia and I arrived to New Zealand at the end of 2014. My design philosophy explores the alternative possibilities of masculinity through menswear. For my gentleman collection, I took inspirations from female corsetry and male workwear from the Victorian era and married them together. This collection aims to push the boundaries of menswear and contribute to the global conversation about masculinity in fashion.
Hello from Dunedin, New Zealand. My name is Vira and I'm a graphic designer and fashion designer from Russia. I was studying in fashion at Otago Polytechnic, New Zealand. My design is inspired by movements, motion, changes, nature. It's inspired by life that always stay beautiful and changeable. My collections are called Aurora, and Aurora, it's a symbol of miracle. In Roman mythology, Aurora is a symbol of dawn. Every morning she renews herself and flies through the dark sky and announces the sun is rising. And her life is unstoppable.
"你好，我叫康贝尔，我出生在上海，现在在上海生活了20多年了。我的灵感来源主要来自于一部电影《赌神》，我就电影中骰子这一元素进行分析和研究。由于正常骰子是由6个面组成，同理可得，我将人形板也运用于此。在实验过程中，我将人形板当作骰子的面，将几个面进行一个重新的组合。我将运用扑克牌搭塔、海绵挖洞、将一张平整的纸揉捏、粘贴、重新组合等方式。
Hello, my name is Puja Shrivatsa and I graduated from National Institute of Fashion Technology, Mumbai in 2019. Theme of my collection is Saudade. Saudade is a deep emotional state of nostalgic longingness for an absence of someone that one loves. This collection is portraying different aspects of Saudade like connection, blood memories. As a designer, I believe whatever we create as a creative individual, it always has an impact on a planet. So I tried to create something that has a minimum impact. I was also inspired from sari. It is a traditional Indian drape. It's very adaptable and adjustable and it flatters most of the body type.
Hello, my name is Li Yufan and I was born in Jiangsu and grew up in Hangzhou, which are both very beautiful places in China. About the inspiration of my collection, this is a very ordinary things in my daily life. When I sat in a chair, I found it easy to immerse myself in a day state and I didn't even realize the passing of time. So I took this date as a starting point to do research on the street. I found that there are a variety of chairs on the side of the road in China and there are also many people sitting on these chairs but do nothing, as if they are in a different space from anyone else. I want to show a state that people often have in fast-paced life today, in which they are isolated from everything outside and even the passage of time.
Hi everyone, my name is Nadia and I'm a recent graduate from RMIT's fashion design degree. I grew up in Jakarta, Indonesia, but I moved to Melbourne, Australia 5 years ago to pursue my degree. My graduate collection 9 to 5 is dedicated for the working women, which is inspired by the 1960s movie with the same title. which shows the undervalued role of women in workforce. This idea is translated to the collection by mixing traditional office and sporting attire. With sustainability in mind, the material used for the collection are 85% from upcycling secondhand garments, and the rest of the 15% are locally sourced printed fabrics. I am passionate about sustainability and always try my hardest to source material thoughtfully and ethically. I hope this collection can be relevant to the contemporary working women, no matter the skin color, body types, or cultural background.
Hello everyone, I am Zarin Taslim. I am from Dhaka, Bangladesh. I am a student of BGM University of Fashion Design and Technology. My collection name is Safe Amazon. In my collection, I heard by the recent news, Safe Amazon, that the Amazon is burning badly. That's why I try to make my collection fully sustainable and eco-friendly. I want to give a message to my collection that don't destroy our nature and be sustainable, and also use sustainable product for saving our mother nature. I would like to say that please stop destroying our forest. Our nature needs love.
Hi, I'm Julian Maragua. I was born in Nairobi, Kenya, migrating to Perth, Western Australia when I was 7 years old. I am a proud graduate of the fashion program at South Metropolitan TAFE in Western Australia. My 2019 graduate collection, Tenderhead, is an exploration of the black hair community and a celebration of the time, artistry, and love that characterize braiding culture. The salon is at the heart of many black communities. Tenderhead is a term used to describe someone with a sensitive scalp that is easily irritated during hairstyling procedures, especially braiding. I really admire the growing movement of empowering black and brown peoples to love their hair and their identities more broadly. Braiding is such an amazing art form, a medium to convey originality through patterns, colours and shapes. This collection is an ode to the salon, the hours spent there, and of course black hair in all its glorious manifestation.
Hi, my name is Ellen Carrawatson and I am from Sydney, Australia. I have recently graduated from a Bachelor of Fashion Design at the fashion design studio Ultimo TAFE. My brand, Provedo, which in Latin means to escape or to be free, is a contemporary ready-to-wear label that focuses on creating garments infused with history and narrative. I want to create garments that are treasured and made with the utmost quality and skill. As a vegan myself, I identify with the mission to design clothing that is thoughtful to the environment and animals, whilst not sacrificing design innovation. Exploring the duality of masculinity and femininity present in every woman, Provedo's debut collection, Overgrown, focuses on a mixture of English country tailoring and the romance of the Rococo period. I began my design process with the idea of a glass conservatory, which over time has become mossy and overgrown.
find it really interesting to see what the next generation of designers are coming up with.
Hi, my name's Jordan Smith. I'm from Ballarat, Australia, which is just outside of Melbourne. Fashion's Prometheus was essentially started off through antique stores and op shops around Ballarat and collected imagery that had sort of ended up there sadly over time, and then built it out from there. Like, how can I incorporate these stories of other people into the garments to make others want to connect with them? And then, as a joke, I was going through my mum's photos and I found her high school photo from 1989 and thought this would look great on a knitted sweater. And she now no longer hates the photo. I want my graduate collection essentially to showcase to the world that sustainable fashion doesn't have to be necessarily boring, and that it can also be fun. And the main thing I think too is I think I made something quite commercial and I wasn't intending to do that, but I think there's nothing wrong with that in the end because sustainable fashion just needs to be the new commercial. So that's, I guess, what I would like to achieve.
Hello, my name is Sharon. I was born in China. My collection is inspired by the post-truth society. Because I want to express that what we see nowadays may not be true. And the silhouette of this collection, I use some politicians' garment, which is based on some windbreaker and suits. I hope you will like my collection. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Shrinvanti Roy and I'm born in India and I'm currently based in Melbourne. My research-driven project is based on the principles of art therapy. So use of textiles in art therapy explores rhythm and repetition and how these concepts can manifest in textiles and garment making. The individual textile art pieces are formed through a process that generates rhythmic responses in our body. So focusing more strongly on textiles and textile making techniques, the project highlights the importance of rhythm, repetition, thereby exhibiting the concept of flow in a garment. It is an attempt to analyze and explore the research stating that optimal creative experiences are more likely to occur when a task is repeated a certain number of times with extreme focus and attention, to a point that this becomes a rhythmic, reflective response. Through this project, I would want to further explore the possibilities of healing people through textile making techniques and practices, where we could look beyond the fashionable aspect of garments and clothing.
My name is Elissa Marzan. I'm 23 years old and I was born in Port Macquarie of New South Wales, Australia. This collection was inspired by female freedivers and their spiritual connections to the ocean. I particularly focused on the Japanese ama and the Korean haenyeo, and these are both groups which freedive in the ocean to catch seafood that they then sell. I designed this collection to be seen as a glimpse into the wardrobe of a haenyeo or ama woman, which I thought would likely include some hand-me-downs of previous eras as well as some more modern pieces such as wetsuits. The Japanese pearl divers in the 1950s were all wearing madras check shorts, so the screen printing I did on a lot of my collection was inspired by those prints. Unfortunately, female freedivers are dying practice. More often than not, women in the modern world need to move away to the city for work. So I would hope that these groups get a bit of recognition and a bit of love as well.
I'm Isabel Bader and I'm a fashion designer born and raised in Melbourne, Australia. For my project, I've developed an upcycled streetwear collection. Sustainability is at the core of how I think about my fashion practice and the future of fashion. I think sustainable design is still at its early stages of innovation. As a designer, I wanted to work towards mending the current fashion waste problem by looking for materials outside of just the fashion industry. So for my collection, I have collaborated with a tent manufacturer by utilising their dead stock outdoor gear to design for comfort and practicality.
Hi, my name is Morgan Allen. I'm from Stoke-on-Trent in the United Kingdom. To research my final collection, I visited local stately homes in my area, and one especially was Chatsworth House. I couldn't stop looking at everything and touching everything, and I just thought I need to apply this to a collection. I decided that I wanted to research further into the concept of royalty, Buckingham Palace and the Queen. I wanted to know royal dress codes, and this is what my collection was based upon. I developed my own character, which was a rebellious granddaughter of the Queen, and I actually wrote letters to myself from the Queen, and she'd given me a project. It was her rebellious granddaughter's graduation, and she wanted to gift her with a collection. She was obsessed with sportswear, which the Queen was not happy with at all. All of the knitting that I did was with dead stock yarn, all knitted by hand. All of the buttons that are on the collection have all been individually sewn by hand. I wanted to show how sportswear isn't just for the youth and for the track. I'm just so proud of the end product of what and what I achieved. It's just everything that I imagined and more.
Hi, it's Stephen Jones, and I'm here in London in my library. Dunedin and ID will always be very special to me.
Hi everyone, my name is Kathy. I'm 23 years old. I was born and raised in Italy. Throughout my daily routine, I noticed that a lot of people, especially women, had an umbrella regardless of sun or rain. By combining umbrella with the clothing, durability and timeless, by choosing the trench coats design and the material as a center of the collection. Furthermore, the umbrella itself is a multifunctional tool. It can be a fashionable accessory, it can be a shelter from us for rain and sun, it can also become a walking stick. So it can really be incorporated in our daily life in whatever we wear.
Hello, my name is Marlena Chuck. I come from Poland. My
My collection is inspired by special spiritual moments. And I believe that when we experience special spiritual moments, we are always on the edge of sanctity, reality, and imagination. And that's where the ambiguity of the collection comes from. I prepare unique fabric. I do all by my hands, and I use technique, it's needle felting technique. I use also textile trash. So I put textile trash, small dots of materials, of fabrics on the main fabric, and I prick it with a needle. As a result, we have fluffy embroidery on the right side, and on the left side we still have these small dots of materials. So it's very symbolic for me, as I understand this right side with embroidery as a symbol of sacred and left side as symbol of profane.
My name is Narando Star, and I grew up in Örebro in Sweden, and I studied my BA and MA at the Swedish School of Textiles, and I currently live in Stockholm. So, the starting point for hybrids was answering the question, how can I make materials meet and what happens when they do? I started experimenting by combining materials with different properties and expressions, and during this period of trial and error, I found two fabric manipulating techniques that I continued working with. And one was sewing together stretchy with stiff materials, and the other one was cutting and layering them. They also generated movement and expression and ability to transform from 2D to 3D. All the samples and experience I made during this work have been draped on a body, friends, family, and the mannequin. I wanted to see where on the body these new materials belonged. If the material wanted to bounce, I should let it bounce. And that also shows that I put the material first and then think of a garment. Hybrid also raises questions like, what am I looking at here and how is that made? And playful and tactile materials invites the spectator to come closer and to touch and explore, which I really like.
My collection is inspired by special spiritual moments. I prepare unique fabric. I do all by my hands, and I use technique, it's needle felting technique.
My research-driven project is based on the principles of art therapy, So focusing more strongly on textiles and textile making techniques, the project highlights the importance of rhythm, repetition, thereby exhibiting the concept of flow in a garment.
The starting point for hybrids was answering the question, how can I make materials meet and what happens when they do? I started experimenting by combining materials with different properties and expressions, sewing together stretchy with stiff materials, and cutting and layering them. Playful and tactile materials invites the spectator to come closer and to touch and explore, which I really like.